everyone. Today I'm going to start with the next topic of antenna fundamentals, that is loop antenna, telescopic antenna and Yagi-Uda antennas. So first we'll discuss about the loop antenna. So a type of antenna which is formed by bending of a coil or uniform wire in the form of a loop is known as a loop antenna. Basically in loop antenna, the RF current carrying coil is bent to various shapes like circle, square, rectangle, ellipse, etc. Thus, so we can say it as a current carrying coil bent in the form of loops of different shapes is known as a loop antenna. These antennas are known to be simple, inexpensive and versatile antennas and thus has a wide range of applications. The currents through this loop antenna will be in phase. The magnetic field will be perpendicular to the whole loop carrying the current. The bending of the wires into different shapes forms different types of loop antenna such as circular, rectangular, triangular, elliptical, etc. It is to be noted here that despite its availability in different shapes, circular type of loop antennas is widely used. The reason behind that is that circular loop antennas offer simplicity in construction as well as analysis. Thus is widely used. Generally, loop antennas are referred uh, as a radiating coil with any cross section having single or multiple turns. When a loop antenna contains two or more turns, then it is called a ring. Now to talk about the classification of loop antenna. So loop antenna divided into two types, large loop antenna and small loop antenna. Large loop antennas are also called as resonant antennas. They have high radiation efficiency. These antennas have length nearly equal to the intended wavelength. It is L equal to lambda. Here L is the length of the antenna and lambda is the wavelength. The main parameter of this antenna is its parameter length, which is about a wavelength and should be an enclosed loop. It is not a good idea to meander the loop so as to reduce the size so that as it increases capacitive effects and results in low efficiency. In the case of large loop antennas, the field pattern is such that the null is in the direction of the antenna axis. The increase in the parameter or the number of turns in the loop electrically enhance the radiation resistance of the loop. Now we'll talk about the small loop antenna. So small loop antennas are also called as magnetic loop antennas. These are less resonant. These are mostly used as receivers. These antennas are of the size of 1/10 of the wavelength, that is L equal to lambda by 10, where L is the length of the antenna and lambda is the wavelength. The features of small loop antennas are: a small loop antenna has low radiation resistance. If multi-turn ferrite core constructions are used, then high radiation resistance can be achieved. It has low radiation efficiency due to high losses. Its construction is simple with small size and weight. Due to its high reactance, its impedance is difficult to match with the transmitter. If loop antenna have to act as transmitting antenna, then this impedance mismatch would definitely be a problem. Hence, these loop antennas are better operated as receiver antennas. Now let us take a minute and try to answer this question. In large loop antenna, an overall length of the loop is equal to what? For the radiation point of view, small loops are dash radiators. In small loop antenna, the overall length of the loop is dash 1/10 of wavelength. I hope you got the answer. So in large loop antenna, an overall length of the loop is equal to lambda. Its answer D is correct. For the radiation point of view, small loops are 4 radiators, and in small loop antenna, the overall length of the loop is less than 1/10 of the wavelength. So these are the answers. Now let's just move forward and talk about telescopic and Yagi-Uda antenna. So most of the medium frequency broadcast antennas are of telescopic antenna. This type of antenna is made up of a vertical mast pole or a rod which forms the main radiating conductor. The other conductor of the antenna is electrically connected to the electrically conducting earth. If poor soil condition exists, an artificial ground plane is created by budding a mat of heavy conductors. The grounded vertical antenna will have a mirror image of exactly the same height as shown in the figure. The mirror image does not exactly exist, but it represents the energy reflected by the conducting ground. Now we'll talk about the radiation pattern of telescopic antenna. The radiation pattern for a telescopic antenna is shown in the figure A. It is omnidirectional in the ground plane but falls to zero of the antenna's top. Thus a large amount of energy is launched as a ground wave, but appreciably sky wave energy also exists here. By increasing the vertical height to the ground wave strength is increased, as shown in the figure. The maximum ground wave strength is obtained by using its length is slightly less than 5 lambda by 8. Any greater length produces high angle radiation of increasing strength and horizontal radiation is reduced. At a height of 1 lambda there is no ground wave. Now we'll talk about the Yagi-Uda antenna. So Yagi-Uda antenna is an antenna that is well known for its high gain and directivity. High gain antenna was named after two scientists from Japan who developed and explained this antenna. A Yagi-Uda antenna is formed by a combination of three major elements, that is driven element, reflector and directors. These are basically designed to operate in very high and ultra high frequency bands and offers the operating frequency ranging between 30 MHz to 3 GHz. It is the most popular and easy to use type of antenna with better performance, which is famous for its high gain and directivity. Lastly, we will talk about the construction of Yagi-Uda antenna. So Yagi-Uda antenna was seen on top of almost every house during the past decades. The parasitic elements and the dipole together form this Yagi-Uda antenna. This figure shows the Yagi-Uda antenna. It is seen that there are many directors placed to increase the directivity of the antenna. The feeder is the folded dipole. This is the folded dipole. The reflector is the lengthy element which is at the end of the structure. There is one reflectors are there at the end. The center rod like structure on which the elements are mounted is called as boom. The element to which a thick black head is connected is the driven element to which the transmission line is connected internally through that black stud. The single element present at the back of the driven element is a reflector, which reflects all the energy towards the direction of the radiation pattern. The other elements before the driven element are the directors, which direct the beam towards the desired angle. Now we'll talk about the radiation pattern of Yagi-Uda antenna. The directional pattern of Yagi-Uda antenna is highly directive. The minor lobes are suppressed here, and the directivity of the major lobe is increased by the addition of directors to the antenna. Now let's just take a minute and try to answer these questions. The directivity of Yagi-Uda antenna is increased by adding which type of element? Directors are used to increase dash of Yagi-Uda antenna, and non-resonant antenna is dash in nature. I hope you got the answer. So directivity of Yagi-Uda antenna is increased by adding here the reflectors. Directors are used to increase the gain of the Yagi-Uda antenna, and non-resonant antenna is non-periodic in nature. So these are the answers. I hope you have understood the concept. Thank you.